I composed a fugue for the first time ever, and I want you to all judge this composition. Be as critical as you want and just let me have it. But I'm also going to go over my composition thought process. There's also another reason why I composed this fugue. You see, MusicJotter is a software that I literally created from the ground up, and I'm starting to reach a point where I have to stress test this product. And the benefits of me creating a product like this from scratch is so that I can build it to our requirements. One of my personal requirements is flexibility and the ability to quickly iterate like this. So you're going to notice how rests are not automatically placed when you're placing down notes. And even when you're composing with tuplets, you're going to notice that there are no rests being placed. So let me demonstrate this to you by composing this short Chopin arpeggio from his first ballad. This massive tuplet was actually pretty easy to create with this software. In fact, let me compose another arpeggio from his second piano concerto. MusicJotter's default way of inputting notes leaves it up to the composer to put rests in like this. And trust me, this small detail is going to help you compose better and faster. Another one of my requirements is the ability to connect to software samplers such as Kontakt. Here are some before and after recordings of me composing without and then with Kontakt. So now that you have some background as to what MusicJotter is, let me now go over my thought process with you on how I came up with this piece. So these first two measures are my subject in D minor. And now that I look at this, the answer is actually still in D minor. So I know the rules may say something like the harmonies should be related, so oh well. But then as we move on, the subject is now loosely brought into the bass line. So I was planning on keeping this a 3-voice fugue, but then I got more confident as I was composing this, so then I decided that I could probably handle 4 voices. But notice how that as the composition progresses, I'm adding more voices to this composition. So this is really what a fugue is all about. So I'm adding new voices, and then the harmony that's created is not harmony to support a melody, such as in Romanticism. The harmony is actually created as a result of the voices being intertwined together. And for this reason, this is why there are so many instances of dissonance in this piece. Some of the harmony is actually quite ugly, and here are some examples of that. But this example right here is quite ugly sounding. So why did I compose it like this? Let's break down this section and listen to the voices separately first. Now when you listen to these voices, you're going to notice how they're each independent and all of them have some sense of resolution. So when we listen to these voices being played all at once, the ear tends to listen to the voices rather than the harmonic progressions. And this is the reason why the dissonance is really not that much of an issue. And let's focus on this section here. If this is all we heard in this piece, then this is pretty horrible. However, this tension is being resolved right away into some type of resolution, which is why this works out. So now let's listen to this piece first in piano and then an organ rendition. Oh, and if you got this far,